everyone and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to discuss about Bohr's atomic model. In the last class we have discussed about Rutherford's atomic model, but it had some limitations. So today's model will be Bohr's atomic model, which was proposed by Niels Bohr in the year 1915. So let's see what he wanted to say. If you see Bohr's atomic model, Niels Bohr, he proposed this model in the year 1915 based upon the Rutherford's atomic model only, because Rutherford said that the nucleus is positively charged and the electrons which are negatively charged are present around it. But this was not approved by all the scientists. It had some limitations. So what Niels Bohr did is that he has taken this model as a base and he created his new atomic model. So in his new atomic model, the center part is the nucleus, which has positive charge, and obviously the electrons which have negative charge are revolving around the nucleus in specific or certain orbitals, which are also called as shells. That means there are 4 shells here. For example, K shell, L shell, M shell, N shell. Niels Bohr said that the shell which is very close to the nucleus, that means the K shell, will have the least energy compared to the shell which is the outermost, that is N shell. That means coming from K shell to N shell, the energy of the shells increases. That means the electrons in the K shell have less energy, whereas the electrons in the N shell have more energy. And we also said that the electrons which are present in the discrete orbitals, they cannot emit radiation. That means they cannot emit energy. They cannot even lose energy nor gain energy. Because why he said that statement? The reason is that if electrons try to gain energy nor lose energy, eventually the electrons, after revolving, they emit so much of energy that at one point their energy would be over and eventually all the electrons would fall into the nucleus. If all the electrons would fall into the nucleus, then what's the use of this model? Am I right? Yes. So electrons should not fall into the nucleus, because if those electrons which are negatively charged are going to fall in the nucleus which is positively charged, then the atom would be highly unstable. That would make the atom really high unstable. So that's what he was very particular about, the shells and also the electrons which are revolving around it. He said that if an electron in a shell from a lower energy to higher energy, if it wants to go, then it should gain energy. That means from lower state to higher state, if you want to go from one lower state to higher state, the electron, it needs to gain some energy in the form of heat or any other thing. It needs some kinetic energy to go from lower state to the higher state. So that is the reason why the electrons from the lower state to go to the higher state need to gain energy, whereas the electrons which are present in the higher state to come down to the lower state need to lose energy. So that's what N shell has the highest energy, K shell has the lowest energy. Comparingly, L has greater than K and M has also greater than L. So that this is the Bohr's atomic model. But you must be asking me whether this had any limitations or not, because in the last model, Rutherford's atomic model has limitations, Thomson's model has limitations, but you must be wondering now whether this Bohr's atomic model had any limitations or not. Yes, there are limitations for Bohr's atomic model. I will tell you. See, Bohr's atomic model could not explain the Stark effect. Stark effect is that the electrical field on the atoms, and it could not also explain the Zeeman effect. Zeeman effect is the magnetic field, the effect of magnetic field on atoms. And also, other than Stark and Zeeman, Bohr's atomic model could not explain the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Now you must be wondering, what are these terms which are very new to me? What are these Heisenberg's uncertainty principle or Stark effect or Zeeman effect? Don't worry, I'll be explaining you all these 3 topics in my coming videos. And also, if you are worrying about my handwriting on the blackboard, or if you want my notes, I have my own handwriting notes which I have written very clearly with a conceptual way. You can get my free notes in the description down below. I will leave a link. You can get those free notes. And also, those who did not watch the previous video, Rutherford's atomic model, I will leave also the link of that video in the description down below. Please don't forget to watch. If you like my video, please tell it by in the comment section, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you think this is helpful, please share it to your friends. Thank you very much. That's all for today. I'll meet you next time. Thank you very much.